Today on Aging Untold, graying hair, hearing loss, and vision problems. Just a few clues of getting older.
You know, we keep chasing this youth thing when instead of embracing the fact that we're doing what's normal.
We'll give you a reality check on the so-called fountain of youth and retirement woes.
Let's think about it. What are the two things that people don't like to talk about? Sex and money.
Here's a growing concern for many people about running out of money before dying. We'll discuss resources that could help bridge the gap. Plus, milestones and memories wiped out by one click.
And discover essentially, I've lost all access to my iCloud and everything in it. Even though I pressed reject.
We give insight into a scam giving hackers access to personal content and solutions to help you keep it under lock and key. Then, Meemaw's making a difference.
They have to be knowledgeable to pick us old people up.
A group of older adults help paramedics with a critical rehearsal for first aid response. Experts with advice and solutions. You're watching Aging Untold with aging well coach Catherine Ambrose, gerontologist Sam Craddock, aging expert Amy O'Rourke, and board certified physician Dr. Ray Rogers. We're all getting older. It's about time we talked about it.
Welcome to Aging Untold. There are 5 words that can be dreadful. You need a hearing aid, or you really need reading glasses. But that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It's the normal process of aging. So ladies, what do you think people misunderstand about getting older? Dr. Ray.
Well, I think people get caught up in the number. So age is really just a number, but that's your chronological number. There's another entity of aging that's called biological aging, and that's what your body is doing. That's what really matters.
So here's my thing. People are afraid of dying and they're afraid of getting old.
Oh, yeah.
There's a level of denial across the whole country.
Oh, yeah.
So this anti-aging movement is like fueling the level of denial that we are about getting older. It drives me nuts.
Absolutely, because aging is a normal process. Aging's not a crisis. We have a caregiving crisis. We don't have an aging crisis. It's happening from birth and every day since then.
Right, and how do we get people from, okay, I don't like the way I look anymore, to what can I get out of this age? What is the beauty of getting older? What are the other things that benefits of aging, instead of looking at it critically, wrong, bad, because it's really not.
I think they're just looking at the physical as opposed to thinking about what are the intellectual things that happen. You get wisdom, hopefully, right?
We hope that we get smarter as we go.
We do hope that we get smarter as we get older, and we do, but you know, nobody's wanted to age all the way back to Ponce de Leon trying to find a fountain of youth. You know, we keep chasing this youth thing when instead of embracing the fact that we're doing what's normal. And aging, even if it has limitations, isn't wrong. It's just part of being human. It's part of the experience.
And our challenge is looking at the positive side of things.
Absolutely.
There's really cute readers that you can get, for example. Every color.
Love them.
Rhinestones, the whole bit.
Everything can be accessorized. Your walker can get accessorized. Here's something that really happened to me. So I'm in this spa getting a facial, and the gal says to me, hey, I can help you get, minimize your wrinkles. And I was like, I'm working on my insides. I don't care about my wrinkles. I'm working on, who I am as a person and growing spiritually and growing mentally. I don't really care about, not that caring about your wrinkles is bad, but I think focusing on that and not really focusing on your inner work.
What can I impart to someone younger? Is it going to be my looks? I hope not. But could it be my heart, my intellect, what I know, and experiences that I've had? That's what I want to leave. That's what I want to give. And that's what I want to focus on.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you can teach them lifestyle, the things that you do lifestyle-wise that will reflect inside. It starts to show on the outside.
It does. It does, absolutely.
I think people underestimate that maybe I can feel better than I do right now, and just be curious, are there things that I could do that would help me feel better? Some of it's attitude, and so I like to call it the empowered pillars of senior living, or of living. Let's take the word senior. just empowered pillars, which is positivity, adaptability, and resourcefulness. And that's what we're bringing here is resources.
We are aging healthier and younger in our appearances and in our actions.
So I think people have to differentiate health span and lifespan. So that
I agree.
so that lifespan is the age you are as we are aging, but health span is the physical condition that your body is in, how healthy you are, and they're different. You can be 90 years old chronologically, and your body be behaving as if you're 70 because that health span, no medical conditions and things
You can
like that.
also be 50 and your body be 80.
Yeah. So it's worth putting effort into.
Definitely worth
absolutely.
putting in.
You know what's so interesting is there's some tests out there that give you your biological and chronological age, and it's really interesting because it explains why people think, man, he was so young. He was only 50 years old and he dropped dead of a heart attack. But his body age was 90.
Right.
And when you see it, it's like, wow.
I remember meeting an 84-year-old who had gone back to school to become a nursing assistant. And I thought, and that's still with me. I met her years ago, and that's still with me. Like, what a lesson she gave me.
Right.
That
You're
you
never
just
too old.
You're never too old. And her body was old. It looked old. She was wrinkled, but she was really motivated, and she bragged about it. And she ended up getting in the newspaper for it.
But she was also training her mind to stay active.
That's right. And the little lady that I met that used to keep a journal, and she was questioning, where am I spiritually? Like, that's another lesson, like work on those things to really give your family and those around you the benefit of being the age you are.
Yep. And they'll remember you decades after you're gone and be empowered by that. And I love this idea that we're on an earthly journey and making the most out of it.
It turns out the video lived on the iCloud, not my phone, and so I lost it.
Coming up, one click leads to a lockout. How scammers gain access to your iCloud storage and the steps to protect your personal content. But first, no money, more problems.
Anytime you have decisions to make or you want to really assess the situation, you've got to gather information so you can get your head straight about where you are.
The fear many older Americans face as they head into retirement, and how younger generations are doing when saving for their future.
Planning for retirement is what we all should strive for, but saving enough money is a challenge for many Americans. It's also part of the generational divide we're seeing. The average 401k balance for millennials ages 29 to 44 is $67,000. However, Gen Zers who are 28 and younger have a balance of just $13,500. This suggests younger Americans may not be saving enough to meet their retirement needs. Baby boomers are also worried. According to a retirement survey, 81% are concerned about outliving their savings. Amy, why do you think people are running out of money?
Well, okay, let's think about it. What are the two things that people don't like to talk about? Sex and money. And we're talking about money now. So people in general are afraid to talk about their money. And then as you get older, you really don't want to talk about it because then you have to face the fear that you might not have enough when you start having to pay for care.
I think it's because we're living longer. What you saved for and planned for and retired on when you were 65 should have lasted maybe 10 years, 15 years, but now 25 years down the pike, you're still with us. And now your needs are increasing and you're needing more care, then you're outliving what you saved for. So what you saved for here isn't sustaining any longer.
That's right.
Because expenses keep going up as well.
That's
Yeah,
right.
cost of living is going up. So even if what you saved for was good, it's now changed. But what does a person do that has limited care and they have the financial means to?
Well, let's give it some context. I think no matter how much money you have, I've had a person with $5 million say, I don't have enough money to pay for care. So we'll just like level the playing field and say, no matter how much money you have, people are afraid. People that don't have a lot of money, I mean, there's professionals out there. There's a profession called care management. They can give you an independent consult, look at your money, look at what benefits are available for you, how you can blend your money with a public benefit to pay for care at home or in a community. I think the first step is to really step out and try to find a professional that can guide you, what's available and then how to get it.
Right. What's going to help alleviate fear is information. Anytime you have decisions to make or you want to really assess the situation, you've got to gather information so you can get your head straight about where you are.
There are a ton of resources out there as far as even Medicaid and like IHSS is big in California, in-home supportive services. So for our lower incomes, they get county paid care, and it's a caregiver that comes into the home. You know, caregiving's expensive. Caregiving's, if you need 24/7 care in a private home right now, you're looking at 25 grand a month.
But
every
to
single month.
Ray's point, you got the electric bill. You've got those ideas of electric
exactly.
and water.
So
and
there
phone
are programs that'll give reductions to our seniors and our lower income for their utility rates. You can have your taxes, your property taxes in almost every state. You can have them deferred.
Sometimes the parents want to talk to the kids and the kids will say, oh, Dad, you're going to live forever. Let's not talk about that. And they think they're being uplifting. But if you're invited into a conversation like that, have it. And then the reverse too, if the kids are worried and they ask questions, engage in those conversations. And it's not a one-time conversation, it's an ongoing,
I agree.
ongoing conversation.
Absolutely.
All
Good
right.
point.
This was great, ladies. And we'll be right back on Aging Untold.
Lights, camera, action for these mature actors, but you won't see them in the movies or on TV.
Well, I just don't feel right.
The acting role that's saving lives. And after the break, a baby's first steps or a college graduation. You store them in the cloud for safekeeping. But what happens when scammers attack? Hackers steal a mother's precious memories. We'll share how to protect what's on your cell phone and computer.
Many of us have countless photos and videos on our iPhones. But did you know even if you back them up on the cloud, you can still lose access and ownership of them? Here's Caroline Hicks with how this happened to one Charlotte mom and solutions to prevent this hack from happening to you.
Many of us have thousands, even tens of thousands of photos and videos on our iPhones.
But did you know even if you have them backed up on your iCloud, you can still lose access and ownership of them? Samantha found that out the hard way.
I was working from home on my computer in a meeting, as many of us are, and I get a notification that someone is trying to log in to my iCloud from Jakarta.
She had no idea what happened next would lock her out of that account forever.
It says accept or reject. I rejected it. 5-10 minutes later, I get an email telling me my iCloud password has been changed. Again, I'm still in a meeting, I'm unable to do anything. 5 minutes later, I get another email saying that my trusted phone number has been changed.
As soon as the meeting ended, she called Apple.
And discover essentially I've lost all access to my iCloud and everything in it. Even though I pressed reject.
Your first inclination is to say no, but the problem is sometimes that might be how they get you.
Cybersecurity expert Teresa Payton says if Samantha's phone was not already compromised, it could have been in that moment.
Always back up, stop and think, because the fraudsters want you to act quickly, and then go to the domain name, that service's website, and then read. If we believe there's fraud, this is how we'll contact you, and just make sure you work within their processes.
Payton says it's easier than ever for hackers to get away with this.
You name it, some company with your information has had a data breach, and that data breach is just sitting out there for AI algorithms and fraudsters to just run programs and just see if they can trick one person.
She also lost tens of thousands of precious memories.
The video of my son meeting my daughter when I brought her home from the hospital, photos of them running around the house.
Content she thought she would still be able to download from her phone.
And I went back to the video and it turns out the video lived on the iCloud, not my phone, and so I lost it.
She also lost a sense of security.
Pictures of my kids were no longer mine, and I had no control over it, and Apple wouldn't do anything.
If you have content on your phone you do not want to lose, you should consider backing it up on an external hard drive. I contacted Apple. They did not comment about this specific incident, but they did suggest turning on stolen device protection in your iPhone settings. It creates a security delay, so if someone is trying to change your password, they'll have to wait an hour and then perform a Face ID or Touch ID authentication.
Oh, these tricky, tricky people. What they could maybe accomplish if they had good deeds in mind instead of bad deeds.
Right. I am literally flabbergasted, and I think the first thing I'm doing after I leave is buying a hard drive because I have thousands and thousands and thousands of videos and photos.
I'm just floored because I'm not really good at IT. I have no clue, so I can't even imagine people who are older.
I have to tell you, sometimes my mother might go into the phone store to get help, and they can sometimes be dismissive.
Sure.
And I would say, don't give up, or take a family member with you, ask to speak to someone else, try a different store, like, you know, just keep
access
going.
High schools, colleges, community colleges, universities, even a computer store to say, where do you send people that need tech help? Because I'm sure they start with you first.
Heck, go to an elementary school anymore. They're better than we are.
Well, know that we're all learning all of this together at every single age.
And take somebody with you, especially for the older person. Sometimes it's repetition, so take somebody with you, a family member, so they can hear it also, and then they can continue to teach you after you're
absolutely.
there.
Right, that's right.
Absolutely.
And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Or if you are afraid, grab somebody that isn't afraid.
Right.
Well, and I was thinking about that mom who lost her videos and photos, wondering if she got them back. But if we're sharing our photos and videos with friends and family, they have copies of those things as well.
Exactly.
Still ahead, a grand response.
Well, I just don't feel right.
My back of my neck is bothering me.
Confused and dizzy.
More on the Meemaw Brigade and the unique training experience they provide for paramedics and firefighters.
Just outside St. Louis, a group known as the Meemaw Brigade plays a critical role in the community. These safety-minded grandmothers and grandfathers help first responders train to do their jobs more effectively. Steve Harris shows us how the creative role-playing could help save lives.
Well, I just don't feel right.
My back of my neck is bothering me.
Confused and dizzy.
We're going to look for signs of a stroke.
Don't worry, 81-year-old Sophia and 90-year-old Vito are going to be fine.
All right, just going to check your blood sugar real quick.
Fact is, there's nothing wrong with them.
Hold your arms out like you're holding a pizza.
They're members of the Meemaw Brigade. It's a cute name for grandma, and in this case, a training acronym for first responders. They're helping paramedics from the St. Charles County Ambulance District.
I felt like a snap or something.
Acting out medical emergencies.
The geriatric populations are our #1 fall patients. So what I like to do is actually use real life patients, and they came out and volunteered with us.
New Perspective in Weldon Spring is one of 3 senior living facilities hosting the EMTs this month.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Sophia Bax volunteered for the Meemaw Brigade. She's playing the part of someone with sepsis.
They have to be knowledgeable to pick us old people up.
Can you wrap the shoulder or anything like that?
And Vito's role? A guy who fell in the shower.
There's a lot of 20-year-old paramedics that have never spoken to a geriatric patient before. You can give scenarios all day long, but when you actually have a 80-year-old patient staring at you and answering your questions, it's a lot more real life.
So we always treat for the worst case scenario and then go from there.
These paramedics will be ready when it really matters.
And we're good.
Thanks to the Meemaw Brigade.
Wow, I love that.
I can't love that enough.
I know. I don't know where to start with. The people that got the older people training, like to be that aware of how important it is to understand the older person, or the volunteers themselves.
The problem we have, and I see it all the time, is our paramedics are ill-equipped. They don't know, because they're not dealing with this population, but they're dealing with them all the time.
Yeah.
So they don't understand them. And to give that training, that's amazing. And the purpose that it's giving these older people to be out there and be able to contribute and help, that's amazing.
It just reminds me of just going through the training, medical training and all that, and so many times we miss it. So our training, the same as the paramedics and all that, they're not teaching them. They're going by their didactics, what they're learning on the paper, taking the test and all that. But sometimes it's not practical because it doesn't go across all ages and all that.
Right.
So they're not seeing that. So this is awesome.
This is spectacular. I mean, whoever thought of the program, my hat's off to them.
Award.
Absolutely.
And then think about the diseases or the problems that they have to mimic. They have to understand sepsis. They have to understand the shoulder. So they're learning about different.
The skin, just something as simple as seeing an older person's skin in real life and understanding the fragility of it as a paramedic.
Well, as a paramedic, I'm thinking about the older person. Like she's saying sepsis, I think someone probably taught her what sepsis is if she didn't know. I just was like in awe of that.
Yeah.
Or him, the shoulder being, maybe he fell. You know, maybe
can you
he
wrap
understands.
it?
Yeah.
Can you wrap it?
Can
you do something to support it? And then to watch the younger paramedics getting that experience and how well equipped they're going to be. We do have so much more of an older population, and it's going to continue. So that kind of training's amazing.
I loved their improv, and I bet they have a lot of laughs with their friends about what their day at work was like.
Oh, honey, all of our older ladies love to have those young paramedics coming in the room anyway. So this is, I'd be volunteering at that point. Let's go.
But that's the thing that keeps you lively, is engaging and seeing how you can help. And we need a lot more of that in society, is bringing older people in to help
Be our
train.
mentors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't talk enough about aging and what to expect, and that's why we're here, to embrace it and talk about it together. Until next time.
On the next Aging Untold, the connection between poor oral health and cognitive decline.
There's actually a bacteria, P. gingivalis, that has been found in the brains of people with Alzheimer's.
We'll explain why there's a higher risk of dementia later in life for those lacking dental care and how you can avoid the risk.